Regaled, Britain's leading decorative glazing product specialists, have revolutionized the art of artistic glazing with a range of high-specification products, including self-adhesive lead strip, colored and special effects films, and exclusive, high-quality beveled glass pieces. Developed over a considerable period in the UK by Regaled Limited, all these products can be used with complete confidence, either individually or in combination, to create the most exciting and attractive windows, doors and fanlights. When correctly applied, they're guaranteed to last and look good for many years, and have been proved in Europe, North America and throughout the world under all weather and climatic conditions. Yet they're all surprisingly simple to apply, and once you understand the technical procedures, even the most artistic and creative design concepts can be made easily and quickly. This video has been produced to demonstrate those techniques required. By studying it carefully and with a little practice, you'll soon be able to produce decorative glazing as good as this. Before we start, let's just take a look at the tools required. Surprisingly, there are not many, and most of them, like the scissors, knives, paper wipes and squeegee, are easy to obtain. And even the specialist tools, such as the roller, boner, glass cleaner, adhesive and ultraviolet lamp, are all inexpensive and readily available from Regaled. Let's start off with a basic traditional lead design like this diamond pattern. Regaled is a real lead strip with a self-adhesive backing. It's available in a number of widths to suit the size of the windows, and alternative finishes include traditional lead plus antique and modern brass effects. For diamond patterns, such as the one we're about to show you, you normally choose a 6mm or 9mm width. As with every technique we'll be demonstrating here, the very first requirement is to ensure that the glass is perfectly clean and free from grease. Use Regaled cleaner and polish the glass with an absorbent paper wipe. Pre-printed patterns are available to help you. All you have to do is centralize the glass on the pattern. Make sure any greasy finger marks are removed, and you're ready to start leading. First of all, cut the lengths you require. You can use the pattern as a guide, but remember to allow a little extra on each strip. The next requirement is to straighten the lead using your finger and thumb, like this. Now peel off the backing paper. Then, starting at one corner, hold the lead in position over the line, and with your other hand, press it gently onto the glass, keeping a slight tension on the lead to ensure it goes on straight. Now repeat that with every strip, working your way across the glass. To lay the crossover strips, you use exactly the same techniques. But don't try to fold and fit the lead over the strips that are already on the glass. Just concentrate on laying each strip in a straight line. When all the pieces have been applied, use this roller to firm down the lead and remove any trapped air bubbles. Start with the overlapping strips first. When you've finished, take a sharp blade and trim off the ends using a vertical guillotine cut. And finally, use your boning tool to press down the edges of all the strips to seal them against water entry. Again, start with the overlapping strips first, and then do the same on the others. As you bone down the crossover points, you'll produce a really neat finish, and again, ensure a good waterproof seal. If you're leading both sides of the glass, you simply repeat the process and you'll get a perfect diamond-leaded window, like this. You could, of course, have chosen to produce a square pattern and maybe used one of the alternative Regaleds. But whatever your choice, the basic leading technique is always the same. From straight lines to a more complex pattern like this rose. When you know the technique, it's just as easy. And when you need to bend Regaled, choose a 4.5 or 6 mm width. As before, clean your glass and center your pattern. Now, the secret of producing a design like this is to ensure you finish with as few loose ends as possible. But the technique of laying down lead that is curved is exactly the same as we showed you for the diamonds. Firstly, straighten the lead and peel off the backing. Secure one end in position with your thumb. Use your other thumb and finger to bend and guide the lead strip over the pattern. Before you lay the next piece, cut this one halfway through the crossover line, so you prevent any loose ends from showing. Now proceed, applying the lead in such a sequence so that when you come to lay the final piece in place, in this instance it's this circular piece, you should have planned it so that it covers as many loose ends as possible, like this one is doing now. Doing it this way not only gives the design a much neater and smoother overall appearance, but it also makes it stronger and more secure for future cleaning. When every piece has been laid in position, roll it and bone it, and you've got a beautiful decorative effect. Again, you could also lead the rose on the reverse side, and you could add a border like this. Or you could, if you wish, give it a really exciting artistic look by adding colours. Again, this is not difficult, and we'll show you how to do it now. If you're producing lots and lots of the same design, you can purchase pre-printed coloured film designs, like this, from Regaled. For individual designs, however, you should use Riga film. There's a huge choice of colours and special effects, and the films come in sheet form like this. Let's take our rose as an example. You start to add the colour after you've applied the lead to the first side of the glass, but before you lead the reverse side. Once again, clean your glass thoroughly, and working from the centre of the pattern, cut your first piece of film from the sheet, but make sure that it's slightly oversized. Peel the backing paper from one corner. Hold the film in position with your thumb, and draw it out across the glass, using your roller to firm it down and press out any air bubbles. Now use your scalpel to trim it to size. Cut in the centre of the lead line so that there will be no gaps and no overlap showing. When you apply your second colour, always work outwards from the film you've already applied, and trim each piece as you go along. When you've finished, give it all a final roll. You can then apply Regaled over the film using the same technique as on the first side to create a beautiful finish like this. What we've just shown you is dry application of film, which is fine when you're using small pieces, as we did for the rose. If you have to apply a larger area of film, then you should use the wet application technique. Add 2 drops of washing up liquid to the water and lightly spray the glass and the glass side of the film. This produces a fine cushion of water when you lay it down, allowing you to maneuver the film into position more easily. Once it's in position, use your squeegee to remove excess water. Wipe it and leave it to thoroughly dry. For very large areas, this could take as long as 12 hours. Using these leading and film laying techniques, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to create any decorative design, no matter how complex it may at first appear. We'd now like to tell you about Riga bevels. They're flawless pieces of shaped glass honed down to a feather edge, and they can be used to create doors and windows as beautiful and exciting as this. Again, you start by cleaning the glass and centering the template that comes with each pack of bevels. Then take the central bevel piece and also clean that. Now, because you'll be using a chemical adhesive, make sure you wear protective gloves. Apply Riga Bond bevel adhesive to the bevel, the underside, of course. Place it very gently into position on the glass. Now you must remove any air that has been trapped. But do this gently. If you press too hard, you'll also force out all the adhesive. When all the air bubbles have gone, check to make sure that there's still a good cushion of adhesive between the bevel and the glass, and maneuver it precisely into its final position. The next task is to cure the adhesive and make it set. For this, we use an ultraviolet lamp. So put on your protective goggles. And making sure that the bevel doesn't move, pass the lamp over it like this for approximately 30 seconds only. This will create an initial part cure, but the adhesive will not yet have set solid. So it's still easy to trim in order to separate the excess from the bevel. Now use the UV lamp again for the final cure. This will take about 1.5 minutes. By now, the bond will be rock solid and permanent. Now you should be able to peel off the excess adhesive before using a stiff brush and Riga Bond cleaner to clean the glass. Ready to fix the next bevel piece into position as you build up the design. When it's finished, apply the Regaled, just overlapping the edge of the bevels, using the bending technique we showed you earlier. Afterwards, you could add Riga film and lead to the reverse to create a window that's absolutely breathtaking. Now, there are just a couple of additional finishing techniques we'd like to show you. One is the soldering of joints, which some customers may prefer, and many people feel adds the finishing touch to a leaded window. Taking a good flux, wipe all the joints to be soldered. Then carefully apply a small drop of solder to each joint, using a hot soldering iron like this. It's as easy as that. The final technique we'd like to show you is how you can use Riga sheen to give the lead that dark aged appearance, which many people find attractive and desirable for their property. Again, because this involves a weak acid solution, do ensure you wear protective gloves. Make sure the lead is perfectly clean and then simply wipe on the Riga sheen using a soft cloth. The effect is impressive and immediate. Riga lead, Riga film and Riga bevels have been used and approved over many years. Now, using the products you've seen, plus the tools and techniques we've demonstrated in this video, there's virtually no limit to the decorative glazing possibilities and the valuable extra business opportunities now open to you. A little practice, a lot of care, and Riga lead products are all you need.